News at 10, saved by the Wuse will better describe the tale of a young call girl who was rescued in a hotel at the Wuse district of Abuja, the nation's capital. Operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps arrested the captor, a young man suspected of ritual activities. Stephen has more in this story in the next report, but we'd like to warn that some clips in the report may be disturbing.
The suspect says he met his victim on an online adult dating site. He invited the girl over to his hotel room in the Wuse district of Abuja.
I met her on a site, Cleared Runs. It's a site for hookup girls. I invited her, yes. So come so we'll have fun and then she gets paid and she goes.
Rather than having sex with his victim, the suspect tied her up, got access to her bank account through her phone.
Because if I'm leaving and she eventually untie herself and try to follow me, before she put on her clothes and stuff like that, I'll be long gone.
The suspect, Joseph Efe, confessed to being a Yahoo boy and that he has not been making so much money from his exploits, and part of their scheme is also to hunt for young girls on dating sites called Coded Wrongs, amongst others. Report also have it that he operates between Port Harcourt, Lagos, Benin, and Abuja.
The victim narrates her ordeal.
Increased the television volume to the last. He removed it from all the channels. It was just blank, like making noise. Then he increased the volume and said I should shut up. That his friend is not as nice as he is. If I should make any move or anything, that his friend will come inside and inject me. Then I became very scared. He proceeded in tying my hands with the solo tape, and there's this chair inside the room. He tied my two legs with the chair. Then he used the handkerchief to tie my mouth and also solo tape my whole head with the solo tape around my face. Then he proceeded in bringing my phone. He brought my phone and asked me to open the password. Then I used my fingers to open my password. He went direct to my phone, my bank app, and opened my bank app. The only bank app in my phone is OP, which there was no money in
The commandant of the Civil Defense Corps says investigations reveal several other girls have fallen victim to the suspects. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.
World leaders are arriving in New York in the United States of America for the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. For Nigeria, Vice President Kashim Shettima will lead the federal government's delegation to this annual global event. At August 79, Vice President Shettima will deliver Nigeria's national statement to the General Assembly, attend important sideline events, and hold bilateral meetings. The high-level general debate with the theme Leaving No One Behind, acting together for the advancement of peace, sustainable development, and human dignity for present and future generations. World leaders come together to discuss how to make progress on intertwined global challenges. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde is live in New York. He joins me for more on the United Nations General Assembly. Femi, what key messages are the Vice President expected to convey in Nigeria's national statement to the 79th General Assembly?
Hi, Femi. Well, the Vice President coming to represent President Bola Tinubu does not take away the significance of this event. He will still be acting in that capacity. All events scheduled and lined up for President Bola Tinubu will now be chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Of course, he will deliver Nigeria's message at the General Assembly, at the summit of the world leaders here And, this 79th session is very key when the world is concerned about, the future. The three key themes for this year will be on climate change, the pervasiveness of violence, and also human rights violation across the world, especially with particular focus on the war in Ukraine, the Israel-Palestine conflict, the Sudan crisis, and Africa will also be on the front burner this time because, Africa is behind in the race against time to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. We understand that Africa will have to invest about $1.3 trillion annually to be able to meet the Sustainable Development Goal by 2030. Vice President Kashim Shettima, alongside other world leaders, especially on the African front now, will be telling the world how they intend to meet this target. They would also be giving progress reports in terms of how they have been able to make progress in meeting some of these Sustainable Development Goals. Nigeria has made significant progress, but there are other African countries that are still lagging behind. And, the world now is trying to ramp up support to ensure that, Africa meets that target of 2030 in the Sustainable Development Goals. Nifemi.
Well, I guess we're also going to have to look forward to the bilateral meetings the Vice President has scheduled and what strategic partnerships or collaborations is expected to forge or strengthen. But we'll talk about that subsequently. Femi Akode live for us in New York.
Well, in business news, Africa's creative market has ended the 4-day expo on art and fashion. The event showcased best designs in Nigeria's fashion industry. Effiong Gekop was there.
It was a night of display of fashion depicting Nigerian culture. African creative markets put 4-day arts expo on music, photography, film, and fashion.
The idea was to find a platform that will unite the creatives and help us grow the creative economy within Africa. And that's why we're here today. So we have all of the stakeholders within the creative sector together.
I'm thankful to the Africa Creative Market. The founder, Inya Lawal, is always a very good friend of mine, my sister, for creating this platform. Designers here tonight are Nigerian designers.
With the theme Fashion Evo, colorful models in different attires mounted the stage and entertained the audience. Big minds in the arts and fashion industry were honored with awards.
Fashion Evo for creatives, for designers, for artists is wonderful. Any opportunity to encourage creativity is supposed to be extolled and encouraged. And I see our people improving and opening up doors. The musicians have opened it completely. The actors and the movie industry is moving very fast. The fashion people are making impact. I believe that the creative industry will liberate Africa.
Behind aesthetics of the fashion industry, international geotarist Mr. Kunle Ayo, based in South Africa, draws attention to need to keep production infrastructure across Nigeria.
The problem with Nigeria is generally we are even dealing with lights, we're dealing with roads, we're dealing with water. How can we then start building infrastructure upon a wrong foundation? South Africa has been laid properly. Unfortunately, we need to bring that comparison. They are way beyond where we are. Technology, we've got access to them, but we need to then harness them so that we're able to take this country to the next level globally. People should be able to come to Nigeria and go to Ajekule and the road is smooth to get there.
The fashion business in Nigeria goes global, exposing talent to outstanding rewards. Effiong Gekop, TVC News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, the Franco-Nigeria Chamber of Commerce and Industry has expressed optimism that the commencement of lifting of petrol by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited from the Dangote refinery will help reduce cost of business operations across the country. Director General of the Chambers, Mr. Moses Umoru, stated this in Lagos at the CEO's Luncheon Series 4 titled Business Resilient, Navigating and Thriving in Tough Economic Situations, in partnership with KPMG. The DG said the coming on board of Dangote refinery will play a critical role in reducing the surge in the foreign exchange earnings, which will have a positive impact on businesses and strengthening the nation's energy efficiency, thereby boosting productivity across all sectors of the Nigerian economy.
I received news about the Dangote refinery bringing the fuel. I will believe that from the 1st of October, we believe that the Naira for Naira swap will come in and it will reduce business costs. The reason why we are happy about that is because we believe that 52% of business costs go straight to energy. So if that comes in, reduces business costs, there is more room for survival. And one of the most important things we looked about is interchanging of supply chain. Most businesses right now are now taking their supply systems from locally. So the issue of FX, hampering supply chain has been eliminated. The Nigerian business environment is actually working. You can get your materials in Nigeria here. So we're encouraging international businesses to look at the option of local supplies for their own raw materials for their business processes.
What's clear is that businesses have to be proactive. There needs to be a lot of forward thinking, forward looking when it comes to navigating the business environment, thinking ahead and asking the question, what could go wrong? And what would we do? Planning scenarios. So that's one of the things I learned, and I think it's very clear. The other thing is about agility. Businesses have to be agile. So it's not just about knowing what to do, it's about being able to do it quickly.